Hi, my name's Janine. I recently lost 50 pounds in 9 months, and this is my story. Growing up, I didn't do any sports or exercise, and I was very self conscious. I entered my early 20s and I decided I wanted to work out. So I started with Zumba at home, and then I joined a gym. I began working out with a personal trainer at the gym for free. He was a friend, and I started getting into the bodybuilding, but I developed a very unhealthy mindset with bodybuilding, and I lost a lot of weight in a very short amount of time. I gained it all back. Wasn't very healthy and it wasn't sustainable at all. But during my bodybuilding era, I did meet my now husband, and we loved to lift, we loved to exercise, we loved to eat fast food as well. So I started to slowly gain weight over time. When we first met, I was 145. And then whenever I got my corporate job, I started to weigh around the 160s weight. And enter 2020, I was weighing 180s and I wasn't exercising consistently. I was depressed. I was struggling mentally. I was struggling physically. And I decided I need to make a change then. And I did a very crash diet, hardcore weight loss, and I lost a little bit of weight. And then the summer of 2021, I tore my left knee completely. I tore my ACL 75% of the way, along with other ligaments and such in my left knee. I couldn't walk, I couldn't exercise, and I just began to eat. I got really depressed. I was struggling a lot mentally, a lot physically. I couldn't walk for about 2 to 3 weeks. I tried physical therapy, nothing was working for me, but I couldn't do surgery because it was too expensive at the time. And so I wanted to try and build up scar tissue for my knee, and I would try that over the next few years. 2021, I weighed about 180, and then I tore my knee, and then I started to gain a little bit of weight back. I weighed 200 pounds in 2022, and that was around the last time that I had weighed myself. Fast forward to March of 2024, last year, I knew that I was getting engaged soon, and I wasn't feeling great about myself. So I booked a doctor's appointment. I went, I got on Zoloft, and I started trying to take care of myself a little bit. I knew that the ring was bought. I knew I was about to get proposed to, and I really needed to make a change because I did not want to feel or look the way that I looked at this time on my wedding day. So I started to try to make a change on my own. I bought a walking pad. I started walking a little bit during work, but my knee would swell up a lot. So it would be very discouraging when I couldn't exercise. So I would just eat and I would get really, really sad. And this continued for a little while, but eventually I did decide that enough was enough, and I started walking 15 minutes 3 times a week at the gym just to get myself used to it. And after I did that for a couple of weeks, I then added in some full body workouts just from YouTube at the gym. And I would do that along with the cardio, just 15 minutes a few times a week for a couple of weeks. And then I decided to weigh myself. At this point, I hadn't made any changes to my diet. I was just trying to move a little bit more, and I weighed myself and I weighed in at that 225 pounds. I I was devastated, but I knew that this is the starting point and I had to make a change from there. And then I went to tdee.com to determine my metabolic rate. That way I could subtract 100 to 150 calories less so I could try to measure my calories a little bit. I wasn't doing anything crazy. Eat less, move more. That's the answer. That's all the answer, but I wasn't understanding that. I was very all or nothing. I was very, if I can't have my salad for lunch, I'm going to eat a whole cake for dinner. So it wasn't good at all. I know that consistency over perfection works. You've got to be consistent. You can't just do all or nothing. So, March of 2024, I started my weight loss journey on my own. And then in the beginning of May of 2024, I was talking to my husband, and I really wanted to find someone to help me be accountable. And so I had a friend at the time who was working out with a personal trainer, and I contacted her. I had a consultation, started to work out with her. I didn't like her nutrition ideas, but I did follow her calorie deficit. And I liked the fact that my workouts were already planned for me. They were very easy. It was usually just 5 to 6 exercises, 3 sets. The rep range was anywhere between 10 to 12 reps. And then I would also have cardio, which would usually be about 20 to 30 minutes 3 times a week. I really liked that my workout plans were already made for me, so I just really stuck with that. But I also did all of my nutrition on my own because the personal trainer didn't love that we ate out fast food so much, but I knew that that was pretty much a reality in my life. So I had to adjust this lifestyle change to my already life because I know that we eat a lot of fast food, we eat out a lot, we go spend time with our friends, and I didn't want to just quit eating everything. So I didn't want to change my life that much. And I didn't. I still eat out. I still eat fast food. I just eat a little bit less. And I just tried to eat in a calorie deficit. I began working with the personal trainer in the middle of May. Then the next week, I got laid off. And then that weekend, my husband proposed. So it was a lot within a 2-week time frame, but I did decide that I was going to take it as a blessing and not a curse. And I was going to take this time that I was laid off to work on me and try to be the best version of me possible because we were at this point planning our wedding. I had booked a bunch of vendors. So I just kind of got myself together after I cried a lot and I decided to put me first. So I contacted the personal trainer. We upped my workouts. I didn't try to lose a lot of weight within a quick amount of time, but I did exercise more and I did eat a little bit less so I could get the ball rolling because we had scheduled our wedding for the next August 2025. I also scheduled my dress appointment for October, so I had a little bit of a goal to get to my lowest weight before my dress appointment so I could feel good, look good. From the end of May to the middle of July, I just had all this time to work on myself. I did get a job in the middle of July. So when I started this new job, I was closer to the 200 range and I started working. It was a hybrid schedule, which I hadn't gone in office in years at this point, but I really tried to focus on a work-life balance. I prepped my food before I went into work and I made sure to get my workouts in. In August 2024, my husband and I went to Boston on our anniversary trip and I ate whatever I wanted. I made sure to exercise when we were at the hotel gym. We walked a lot and I came home and I was still maintaining a weight range of 195 and I felt really good about myself. I started to build that consistency momentum and much less of an all or nothing. I just wanted to try to be consistent over perfect. After we came home from our trip, we were really planning a lot of our wedding and I was trying to focus in on losing weight because I had my dress appointment in October. So from August to October, I lost another 5 pounds. I was around 190 when I went to my dress appointment. I let them know that I was planning on losing a little bit more weight and we ordered my dress in smaller. From October to January, I lost another 10 pounds. So I was around the 180 mark. So I went to my dress appointment a couple months later and I was weighing around 178. So I'd lost a couple more pounds. My dress came in, it fell off me. It was way too big, but I knew that I was going to get it altered. So I went ahead and I took my dress home and I decided to continue to try to build a little bit of muscle. And then my lowest weight was at 173 and I decided that I needed to maintain that weight and I could not lose any more weight because I had already paid thousands of dollars for my dress. Okay, so let's talk about it. 50 pounds in 9 months. I know that's crazy. It's a lot, but I also did a lot consistently in order to see that progress. Something that I always struggled with was an all or nothing mindset, and now I know that consistency over perfection is what wins the race. If you are struggling with an all or nothing mindset, just know you're not alone. If you can just continue on and be consistent, you will make progress. Every day counts. What you have to make sure that you remember is there are no bad days. Every day is a new day, and that if you make a bad decision one day, you have the next day or all of the rest of the day to continue the progress that you have made. Don't let a bad meal or a snack or a dessert ruin your progress. You have to just do what you can do every single day, and you need to do it consistently over time to see progress. My biggest takeaways from this journey has been to not cut anything out. If you're craving something, have it. You have to work on portion control. I will order kids' meals if I'm hungry and we're eating out at a fast food restaurant, or if I'm craving it, I will eat the thing that I'm not supposed to have, but I know that I can't have that all the time. I do make sacrifices sometimes if I have to, but something that I have learned is it is important to enjoy yourself, but it's also important to know your boundaries. And if you're making a sacrifice for a goal that you have, that's okay, but you don't want to get stuck in an all or nothing mindset or a super restrictive calorie goal. You want to be consistent and you want to have a good, happy, fulfilled life. If you're starting your journey, I recommend starting small with something that you can work in every day for a certain amount of time until you feel like you are able to add in more. Like I started with 15 to 20-minute walks 3 times a week, and I did that for a couple of weeks until I felt good and I felt consistent. And then I added some full body workouts with the 15 to 20-minute walks. Some steps I recommend if you're starting your journey is 8 to 10,000 steps a day, or if you're not able to do that, I would recommend taking some time out of your day to intentionally walk. If you're able to do 30 minutes a day of just pure walking movement, that can be anywhere between 3,000 to 6,000 steps, depending on your walking speed. And then I also recommend 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, or zero point 0.5 grams protein per pound of body weight. The more protein you eat, the more satiated you are, and that's going to help you to build muscle mass. And then I also recommend to not drink your calories. If you have to have your morning coffee like me, I had to work in my half and half and my milk in my calories. And so I always knew that my milk and my half and half would take up a lot of calories the first half of the day. So I would just work around that with my calories. But I do recommend to not drink your calories. I do electrolytes. I honestly just do a lot of Diet Coke. I love Diet Coke. So I mean, I have one right here. So I'm always drinking Diet Coke. I recommend do not drink your calories unless it's going to be a protein shake or a meal replacement shake. And then I recommend to determine your calories with a calorie calculator. I like the TDEE calculator. You're going to go in, you're going to put your stats, and then it'll spit out a maintenance calorie. It is all estimated, but it'll give you a maintenance calories for you. And then once you go in and you can see they have a cutting calorie, a bulking calorie, or something, so you can go with the cutting calorie. Sometimes it'll give you a little bit too low of a calorie. Say you have a maintenance calories of 2,500 and you're trying to lose a pound a week. A pound is 3,500 calories. So 3,500 calories divided by 7 is 500 calories a day. So if your maintenance is 2,500, you're going to eat 2,000 calories a day in order to lose 1 pound at the end of the week. Your weekly total would be 14,000 calories. Divided daily would be 2,000 calories per day. If you ate really low one day because you were really busy and you ended up eating about 1,700 calories, you have a little bit of a surplus that you can use either throughout the rest of the week every day, or you could use it on a certain day. But you don't have to be in a severe calorie deficit to lose weight. You just have to be in a slight calorie deficit, and you can do that by eating less or moving more. You can do both. You can eat less and move more, but as long as you are in a calorie deficit, you will be able to lose weight sustainably, naturally, and healthily. Start small, stay patient, and remember, consistency over time is better than perfection on one day. Do not get hung up in having one perfect workout and the rest of your 6 days of a week is just nothing. You have to do small things every day over time in order to build the life that you want. Something I recommend is doing some sort of cardio at least 3 to 5 times a week, about 30 minutes. That way, you're getting some time to yourself, you're bettering yourself, and it's pretty sustainable to do. And then I like to do Monday, legs and glutes, Tuesdays, shoulders, triceps, and chest, Wednesdays, back and biceps, and I like to do about 3 to 5 exercises per muscle group with a rep range of 10 to 12, depending on the weight range. And I like to do 3 sets at minimum. It's a pretty sustainable way to keep exercise in. If weightlifting isn't your thing and you can't consistently do it, or you're not ready to go to the gym, I do recommend walking. Walking is free. We can go outside, we can walk on our treadmills, we can walk around the house. If you have a Fitbit or an Apple Watch or an Aura ring and you're able to track your steps, I think that is perfect. As long as you're able to just move your body a little bit every day, I think that is the most sustainable thing that we can do. Like I mentioned earlier, I do recommend YouTube workouts, and TikTok does have a lot of creators that post workouts for free. You can work out at home, or you can work out in a gym. If you are intimidated to go to the gym, just know nobody is looking at you. Everybody is looking at themselves. Everybody is recording themselves. Everybody is worried about themselves. Everybody is there to better themselves, and any person that is not rude is going to root you on. Most people at the gym are loving, kind, and will help you if you need help. The people that are usually on social media that are really mean to other people are usually very full of themselves and don't love other people. So just keep that in mind, that if somebody is making fun of you and you're at the gym, that is their problem, not yours. You are there to be the best version of yourself. Just do small things every day to become the best version of you. Truth is, weight loss happens with every small step that you take every day, consistently over time. And I think people lose that when they're starting their journey. And you have to know that progress is not linear. You do not have to be perfect 100% of the time. You just have to make small changes every day, and you have to be consistent. I am still continuing my weight loss journey as we speak, but I did accomplish this 50-pound weight loss, which is tremendous. And I just wanted to share my journey with others. My main goal was to feel better, look better, and have the confidence that I have now. And I can tell you that I have accomplished that. Thank you for watching. If this helped or motivated you, please hit subscribe. I will be sharing more fitness, lifestyle, and wellness content. You've got this. You're amazing. Just remember, with small steps over time, you can build the life that you want.